Happy Self Love Sunday. I hope that you're doing well. I hope that your journeys are going well. For those of you who are new to my podcast, welcome to Self Love Sundays with Sass. I am Mo Sass. I am a certified wellness life coach that teaches women how to love themselves so they can go out and get the life they so desperately desire. And that can be in terms of career, in terms of finances, in terms of relationships. And what I mean by relationships, that's whether or not you have a significant other, whether or not you want to learn how to love yourself so that you can have the significant other you desire. If you're a mom, having better relationship with your children, family, whatever, right? I am here to aid in that. You know, one of the things I love to say is that it takes a village to raise, heal, grow, and transform a child. And when I say child, I speak to all of us because we are all children of this universe, right? And you were not put here to do it alone, nor should you. So that's one of the things that I love to say, and I consider myself just one of the aides in the village that helps you, walk along your journey to, ensure that you're being held accountable and that you're following through with what you said you wanted for your life, right? So in line with that, today we are going to talk about goals. And here's why. I started setting some goals for myself for 2021, and I know everybody's still uncertain about 2021. But here's the thing. You are the author and CEO of your life. You get to decide whatever it is you want, what you want to do, and you can get there. You have to shut out the outside noise. You have to stop allowing that chatter to come in your head about, oh, it's going to be another bad year. It's going to be what you make it. I'm here to tell you the truth today, okay? Hashtag facts. It's what you make it, okay? So I'm going to talk about goals because, I think that a lot of times people set these large astronomical goals that are really not, attainable because they're not really narrowing it down. They're overwhelming themselves. It's like not really specific enough. And therefore they get discouraged. Okay. So we're going to talk about, and I love this acronym, SMART goals, specific goals, right? So what I mean by that is it's really clear and concise. You want it to be very clear. And I'm going to use me as an example as we walk down there, right? As we walk down this acronym. So I wanted to lose weight. And here's what happened to me. I gained 50 pounds over a year, went to the doctor back in September of 2020, and I found out that I gained 50 pounds. And you say, how did you know? Well, listen, the same as you, it was Rona or COVID-19, for those who are politically correct. And I was wearing spandex and stretch pants, so I didn't notice, right? I should have. But I did notice that my back was hurting, my lower back was in pain. I noticed my knee pain and things of that nature. So I did notice some things. Let me not lie to y'all all the way today. So I had to get more specific about that weight loss. So I said, I want to lose 50 pounds. Okay, I had to make sure that it's measurable, right? So that's the M in SMART, measurable, meaning I, of course, got on the scale, also took my measurements, so I can track my monthly progress. Okay, I do not subscribe to getting on a scale every single week. I just don't. Once a month is good enough. Once a month is for my measurements, right? So that's how I measure so that I don't overwhelm. I also understand that weight sometimes fluctuate, and especially with women, right? During a certain time of the month, we can fluctuate. So I just stay off the scale altogether. Once a month, at the end of the month, that's what I do. Okay, so the next thing is the goal has to be attainable. What that means is you don't want to get too ambitious, right? So for me, setting a goal of 50 pounds, I can attain that how? What I said was I'm going to lose anywhere between 2 to 5 pounds per month. That's attainable for me, right? I didn't shoot for, 10 to 12, right? I knew that wasn't going to be attainable for me, and it shouldn't be attainable for you too. I'm just going to say that if you're going to do this the right way, if you're going to do it the healthy way, meaning you're going to eat clean. And what I mean by eat clean is eating things that die quickly and less processed foods, less eating out, kind of thing. No fried foods. I cook everything pretty much in the air fryer. But I really don't want to go down the rabbit hole of nutrition right now, but just to give you a high level, okay? Also relevant. What it means by relevant is how does it benefit you, Okay, so let's talk about benefits. So, like I said, I had gained 50 pounds. I had never, in all of my years, experienced the amount of low back pain that I was experiencing, as well as knee pain. But it was the weight that I had put on my body, and I really wasn't moving it as much as it was used to moving. So, some of the benefits for me now, I have up to date right now, I just actually celebrated. I have lost 25 pounds. And I noticed that my lower back pain has, almost gone, not completely. My knee pain, same thing. I also was very sluggish. I'm not as sluggish anymore. I have more energy, more in the morning than anything, but that's because I've been doing a lot of working out in the morning. But, I have a lot more energy and I can kind of go a little bit better. So that's when we talk about it being relevant. How does it benefit you? That's how it benefited me, right? More energy, less pain, things of that nature. Time bound, okay? So what it means is you have to have an end date. Okay, this can't go on forever, right? So I gave myself until my birthday, which is August 8th, 2021, to lose 50 pounds. That is absolutely attainable. I could have given myself shorter, but I wanted to give myself grace and I didn't want to overwhelm myself. I didn't want it to be one of those goals where I am like consistently beating myself up about different things that's going to happen in life, because I realized that life is going to happen. So I wanted to give myself almost a year, right, to lose 50 pounds. And that's absolutely doable. And it's absolutely smart. And it's absolutely safe, because that's what you want. I'm going to tell you right now, just like anything else in life, you gain it quickly, you lose it quickly, right? So what I mean by that is people who go with these fad diets, and I've done them, and that's why I can speak to them, these fad diets, because I was really large back in the day too, and lose weight very quickly. I put it all back on just as quick, right? So I found this notion a few years back that when I took my time, I did it the right way. I realized that my abs were truly made in the kitchen, right? And started eating better, moving my body. So that's the other thing. So within this SMART goals, right? So we said specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, time bound. I also set a fitness goal for myself, right? Because I didn't want to overwhelm myself. I didn't want to be like, well, I'm setting, a goal, weight loss, and I'm going to be here. I set 3 goals. 3. Okay. Next one, we're going to talk about my fitness goal. So my fitness goal was to work out 5 days a week for a minimum of 30 minutes. Okay? 5 days a week for a minimum of 30 minutes. Now, I broke that down even further. I started this journey of, just trying to search out different classes. What did I want to do as a workout? I knew starting off, I could not do the things that I used to do, because I'm an insanity girl, like Sean T. Sandy Max 30. I was a high fitness trainer. That girl's always like jumping around, crazy energy off the roof. But I knew I couldn't start there, right? I had to really understand that I had to build my body back. So I started going to different classes, looking into different things to see what I would like, because that's what it's all about. You have to find something that you love and just move your body. Just really move. Now, again, these are my goals. You don't have to do 30 minutes a day, okay? You can do 10. I really don't care. The purpose is to move your body, but you have to find something that you love. Most people don't stick to things because they do what other people want them to do, instead of finding something that they love to do to move their bodies. So I tried out a bunch of different classes, and I ran across Bar 3 here in Pennsylvania. They're located in Allentown. It's just really not that far from me. But I'm going to tell you something. I fell in love with this class. Mind, body, soul, spirit, connection. It was everything, for me. So I said, I'm going to go to bar 5 days a week, right? And the class actually ended up being is an hour long, right? Because I wanted to start with bar so I can build my body to get back to that crazy intensity that I just truly love. Now, I want to be clear about something when it comes to bar. That does not mean that that's a light workout. Let me tell you something. Bar killed me. And it still does. It really does. So, but I wanted to start there because it's not a lot of jumping. So it's not a lot of plyometrics, if that makes sense, right? So it's not a lot of, high intensity, high impact, all over the place movement. It's really not a lot of that. But it does get you going. Please believe me when I tell you it's just a wonderful program, because I wanted to start with there so I can get back to doing what I love, which was Insanity Max 30. But in the beginning, with my lower back pain and my knee, I couldn't do that, right? So I started off like, this is what I wanted to do with bar. And for the most part, I maintained that. Now I'm back into Insanity Max 30. So I kind of like do both, and I love it. But this is how I continue to progress too, because as time goes on, I add on new things. So I'm never bored. You know what I mean? So I won't get bored with bar 3. I also have the Peloton. So sometimes I'll take a ride on that. They have different flavors of rides. I love that. I love the Beyonce and the Nicki Minaj ride, right? So I'm not allowing myself to be bored. So let's go back to fitness goals. So I want to narrow this down. Minimum 5 days a week, 30 minutes per day, bar 3, Insanity Max 30, Peloton, right? So I write that down because then I know these are the workouts that I'm going to drive towards. Now, after that, I follow it through. Now, for me, I have been doing this for a long time, so I can really hold myself accountable. But the other problem that we have is people need accountability partners. Okay, if you're not a person who is easily motivated, and here's how you know whether you're motivated or not, right? You have to start to ask yourself, can you visualize and imagine the benefits of this particular goal for you, right? Some people can see it clearly and they know like the rewards and they're gonna be there. Some people can't really quite imagine them, but just kind of want it. And then sometimes people find it hard, to really imagine it, right? So if you're finding yourself in that lower end where you kind of could, but you really, having a difficult time, you might not be as motivated, with this goal. How prepared are you to make changes? You have to ask yourself, how are you prepared to change, your eating habits over? Are you prepared? Listen, it doesn't always take money too. I want to say that. Are you prepared to, there's loads of things on YouTube. Are you prepared to go to your physician, right? Because you need to start with a physician first to make sure your body is actually, able to do some of the things that you want to do. Are you willing, are you willing to go for a walk every day? Like, what is it? Are you willing to do this? Will you do whatever you need to do to make it happen, right? If you are, then you're motivated, right? But if you're not really sure, don't lie to yourself. You have to be honest with yourself when you're setting these goals, because that's why you're not achieving them, because you're not honest with yourself, okay? And then, how passionate are you? Let me tell you something. I'm absolutely passionate about getting back into, teaching some form of fitness, right? That's the other reason why I'm kind of like in this mode a little bit. So there's nothing that's going to stop me from getting in the way of that, within my control, right? So, some people, they may want to get there, but at their own pace or a little, and they may make a small change here or there. Then again, passion, that excitement breeds action. So how motivated are you? Are you passionate about achieving this goal? Be honest with yourself. How much support do you need in planning, and executing your goal? So let's talk about the accountability partners, right? If you know that you are motivated and passionate, but you just need a little bit of help with someone, helping you hold yourself accountable, that's what life coaches are for. If you cannot, because I know right now, people can't afford that, and that's okay, get your friend that loves you enough, that's going to hold your feet to the fire, right? Not allow you excuses. Allow grace, but not excuses, because there is a difference. I did, throughout this weight loss journey, I allowed myself some grace. I didn't beat myself up, but I also did not allow myself excuses, right? There's no excuses. You can allow yourself some grace, but no excuses, right? Grace is, I'm not going to beat myself up. I realize that things happen, but I'm going to get my butt off my shoulders and I'm going to get working, right? Excuses is, well, I'm not gonna be able to, work out, because I don't really have the time, my kids, my husband, that listen. I'm gonna tell you this right now. My life has changed a lot. However, when I was at the height of my fitness career, I was running around with three kids that in travel sports, travel cheer, travel softball, and then my son played baseball. I was a single mom. I work full time job. Was also teaching fitness. You can't talk to me about time. And I'm a mom of five living children. There were six, but I have five, and now I have two grandchildren. You can't talk to me about time. I can always help you find time. So again, right? If you need that help, reach out to us. That's what we're here for. And then, do you persevere? Do you have willpower? Right? Because there may be times that you can't get a hold of your accountability partner. There may be times when you just have to kick your butt into gear. There's been many times that I've laid in that bed and I've just been like, oh, I just really don't want to do today. Like, I don't really want to. But then that willpower, right, had to kick in. Once you set your mind, it's something you got to achieve it. This is for you, right? So again, being honest with myself. And if I can't get a hold of an accountability partner in terms of a person, right, there's things that I listen to in the morning. Like I always talk about Billy Allsbrooks. He's one of those guys, when I listen to him speak, yeah, you're going to get out the bed and you're going to go exercise, right? The heart of a champion. So again, SMART goals: specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, time bound. Are you motivated? Being honest with yourself. This is because the biggest problem is people are just not honest with themselves. Get in a room with yourself. Get specific about maybe 3 goals that you want to work on. And again, it doesn't have to be yearly long-term goals. 3 goals that you want to set for yourself for the next 6 months. You can shorten it, right? But be honest with yourself. Are you ready to put in that work? Because if you are not ready to put in that work, here's what you don't want to do. You don't want to call on an accountability partner. You don't want to call on a life coach. You don't want to call on a therapist if you're not ready to do the work. It is not our job to get you to work. It is your job to do the work. It is our job to tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, how's it going? Are you on track? Cheer you on. Be in your corner. But we cannot do the work for you. We cannot. It is your responsibility to do it. I think that's the other misconception too. We call on help sometimes and we put all the burden on their shoulders. No, this is on you. This is the goals that you said that you want for yourself, right? You're the author and CEO of your life, not me. I can't do it for you. You can't have excuses, and you have to be committed. Make the effort, So again, we can hold you accountable, we can assist, we can cheer you on, but you have to be willing to put in the work. You have to be honest. And you can't do it for anyone else but yourself. Before I end this video, I'm just going to say that. Because I know a lot of times people try to change themselves or be something different, for someone else. And it doesn't work. That's what loving yourself is all about. It has to be for you. You love yourself. You deem yourself worthy enough. I don't care whether you male or female. I love myself enough to make this change because it is going to be good for me. I'm building my immune system. I'm talking about in terms of weight loss. I am working on my finances for me. I'm not doing it for somebody else. I'm not doing it for a relationship. I'm not doing it for my church. I am doing it for me because it's going to allow me some freedoms in my life. It may allow me to do a little bit more for my kids. It may allow me to do something more for my significant other. However, I'm doing it for me, to free me up, right? To get some of that worry and that stress off my shoulders, that if God forbid something else happens, some other tragedy, I have a reserve, right? I have a reserve because I'm not, over my head in credit cards, over my head in all sorts of other debts, right? So I'm going to free myself up financially for myself. Does it benefit other people? Absolutely, it can, but you have to do it for you. Even in terms of getting yourself ready for a relationship, if you don't love yourself, you're going to fall for all sorts of pitfalls. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm not speaking to you from a perfect aspect. I'm speaking to you from an aspect of I've been there, done that, wrote that book, and could probably write 5 more, right? And I'm still not completely out of the woods. I am not a life coach that will sit here and tell you that I've done it all and I've achieved it and I got it and it's perfect. There's no such thing, and no, I did not. There are still things that I go through today. Even as we speak, 2021, I had to make a lot of changes for myself in regards to relationships, and I'm still working on that because it is a never ending journey to growing and loving you. Okay? So, I really hope that you were able to take some notes. I really hope that after this video, you decide, I'm going to make one big change. Whether that big change is to get in that room today and to get more specific about your goals, start looking at that SMART acronym, right? Getting a little bit more motivated, thinking about who could be your accountability partner, thinking about whether you want to reach out to a coach and actually physically reaching out and ask questions. It doesn't cost you anything to pick up the phone or to email, especially email me at MOE. Sass is my last name, fitness@gmail.com. mosassfitness@gmail.com. Email me, ask me questions. It doesn't cost you anything to do that, right? To whatever it is you want to get started on your journey. But be honest. Be ready to put in the work. I am not going to work for you, okay? In terms of doing what you need to do. It has to come from you. So I hope that you do this. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, and I will talk to you next week.